grassroots movement looks like. This is what the revolution looks like. Nothing scares the establishment more than this. Ordinary people of all backgrounds coming together, setting aside their differences for a common goal. And that goal is Medicare for all. My mother-in-law, she's an immigrant. She had COVID around the time that Force the Vote was trending. I thought it was very imperative that we get Medicare for all urgently, justice at any means necessary, because I remember hearing her on the phone, coughing, barely able to breathe, and yet there was a lack of urgency from our politicians, from our leaders, from the mainstream media, because at the end of the day, they want to divide and conquer us. That's the agenda, because a population divided is not one that can be easily, you can conquer a divided population. And so that's why there's so much misknowledge within our society, so that we can hate each other. This class hatred, this anger between the working class, we need to redirect that anger at the top, at the 12 billionaires who amassed $1 trillion in wealth during this pandemic alone. Well, people are starving, people are suffering. If not now, when? Jeff Bezos pays $0 in taxes, and he's looking down on us from quote-unquote space because he thinks he owns us. He thinks he's better than us. Where my mother works in a local warehouse that's going out of business because of Amazon's monopolization of the market. And she worked every single day during this pandemic without hazard pay, coming into contact with people, working paycheck to paycheck and making very little money. And that's just the thing. We don't have money. The establishment has plenty of it, but you know what they don't have? They don't have people power. That's what we have. There are way more of us than there are of them. And I think it's also imperative that we take the revolution outside of this two-party duopoly that doesn't view healthcare as a human right. If you believe healthcare is a human right, you are not being represented by either of these two major parties. They're two sides of the same corporate coin. The Democrat and Republican parties are playing within the 40-yard line. One is on the offensive line for the billionaire class, the other's on the defensive line. They don't care about us, they're not coming to save us, and even if there are well-intentioned progressives running within these parties, and I commend you for doing it and trying, and I respect you, and I'm willing to and happy to organize with you like we're doing today. But in my opinion, these corporate parties are a dead end for our working class movement. You can't shoehorn a working class movement into a corporate party. It just does not fit. And I will say, just last week, I have this beautiful female husky named Lilo. She's brown and white, different colored eyes. She's the best dog you've ever met. And I went to go to the vet to take her spayed the other day. And I got a call back from the vet saying that they couldn't do it because her heart rate was too low, that they had overdosed her on the anesthesia, and I still had to pay a bill. And that's why I think Medicare for all should apply to pets too, because it's not just about humans, it's about all sentient beings on this planet. All sentient beings are affected by greed. Greed is the source of suffering for all sentient beings on this planet. And so I have a quick thing to ask of each and every one of you, and please only do this if you are comfortable. If you came here with someone today, a loved one, a friend that you do come in contact with, someone that you eat dinner with, I just want you to hold their hand. Again, as safely as possible if you're here with someone. If not, I just want you to lift a fist in the air. You see this? Do you feel the energy right now? Do you feel the energy that we had marching down Broadway today with our fists in the air, with Christian Smalls leading the charge? Do you feel this energy? That's because we are all connected. We are all one. We are all part of the same human race. So I want you to say it with me, because right now, there is no division right now. Right now, we're all the same people. Right now, we are all one human race. I want you to say it with me. One human race. One human race. One human race. One human race. Thank you so much for coming out today. And again, if you haven't just chipped in a couple bucks at our fundraising table, it would help pay for all of this. And again, this is a complete grassroots